Hello, my name is Lynell Bergen, and I am from Winnipeg in Canada, and I am the pastor of Hope Mennonite Church. And I'm here in Bishoftu, Ethiopia, together with my husband, Brian Dick.
Yes, I'm Brian Dick. I work with Mennonite Central Committee in Canada, and my work is with refugee resettlement there in Canada.
I'm not sure when I first heard about Ethiopia or Meserete Kristos College, but having been involved with Mennonite Church Canada in work in South Africa, I was aware of other mission workers and what they were doing, and probably sometime during that time I became aware of the college here and of the church and of the way that it was growing and developing and just the exciting things that were happening. In 2018, Brian came here to Ethiopia to learn about the situation with refugees through an MCC learning tour.
Yeah, I came here and I was really impressed with what I was seeing with the church here, what little interaction I had. And when you started talking about having a sabbatical, I suggested, well, what about Ethiopia? And so that's when we started thinking about this.
After serving for 10 years at Hope Mennonite Church as lead pastor, I felt it was time for me to take a sabbatical. And I knew I would need something that would provide me some structure, some way in which to orient my studies or my learning and my rest time. So when Brian made the suggestion of coming to Meserete Kristos College, it immediately felt like a really good option for me. When teaching, of course, I have to learn a lot and study and reflect and integrate what I'm learning together with my students. But I also am in a very beautiful setting and a beautiful place with wonderful people, with church people who can teach me about how God is at work in this place and in this setting. Ethiopia has a tremendous history for the Christian church. The church has been here since the very beginning of the Christian church and has a long, long story here. And so we as Westerners have much to learn from this place and these people. I've been very grateful to be here. I am teaching two courses, Pastoral Care and Counseling for third-year students, Introduction to Pastoral Care and Counseling for third-year students, and also Wisdom Literature for third-year students. The teaching process has been challenging. I have all these assumptions that I carry with me, and my students have all these assumptions that they carry with them, and they aren't always the same assumptions. But I'm hoping that has been an opportunity for us to learn from each other, to be challenged by each other's assumptions and perspectives, to hear the story from another voice, another place, and other people, and to think about what it is that is important to hold from this story, whether that's the story of Job and his suffering in this context where the church has had so much suffering. All these things enrich my own study, my own learning of the books that we are studying together. So there have been challenges, difficulties with language and culture and worldview, but I think also there have been tremendous gifts that I personally have experienced. I hope to some extent my students have as well.
Staff, workers.
Everyone has been very welcoming and supportive. We showed up here the day after Ethiopian Christmas. We felt like we were interrupting people's holiday, but they came and welcomed us and helped us get the basic food items that we needed. Our room was all ready, and the students have been really welcoming as well, very kind. They have lots of questions. I know that it's been difficult for them to understand me with my accent and my English, and so we've had to work at changing my vocabulary some, or just work with translation occasionally, not often, but just to try to understand each other better. But really, people have been very happy, I think, to have a visiting teacher here, and it means I have an extra big class because people want to improve their English skills or just want to, experience an outsider teacher. So, people have been very welcoming and very supportive. I have had lots of questions, and people have been very patient about answering them for me. So yeah, it's been good. Yeah.
Thank you.
I think that we've also experienced a lot of interesting conversations about every day. It seems like we have a really interesting conversation with somebody about what's going on here in Ethiopia and how it relates to our experience in Canada. So I think it's been really an exciting growing time for us as we've talked to people here.
Yeah.
Good.
Well, Lynell is working at teaching here in Meserete Kristos College. I'm trying to do my work with Mennonite Central Committee Canada as much as I can, and it's working out fairly well. I have internet connection most of the time and can sit at my computer in the room where we're staying here, and in many ways it's very much like what I'm doing back home. So I connect with the internet, have meetings often in the evenings when it's here. It's daytime during my home time in Canada. And so my schedule is a little bit different, but it seems to be working quite well. Well, while I'm here, I'm also doing a lot of the things I usually do at home. In the mornings, a lot of mornings I will go out for my morning run. So I'll just go out the front gate and go maybe 3, maybe 5, maybe even 10 kilometers down the road. And it's great to be here running in a place where there's a lot of a running culture, so seeing other people on the road running. I've also really enjoyed seeing around here the bird life. It's been amazing, and I've had a chance to get out and see a lot of, take a lot of pictures of birds here, so it's been really a lot of fun to be here and as well as do my work.
Any suggestion about the facilities that MK College have, like dormitory, room, meal, and other things?
Yeah. When we came here, the facilities were all set up for us. We have a nice apartment with comfortable furniture and all the things that we need to cook in our kitchen. So there haven't really been any major issues with regards to facilities. One thing that has helped a lot is that previous foreign teachers have written down lists of instructions and suggestions about what to bring and what you don't need to bring, and where to go to get groceries, the kind of food that we would like to eat, where to do our banking, all those kinds of things. That was very helpful information. So we brought particular things with us that we wouldn't have thought to bring otherwise. And so we've been updating that letter and trying to add other suggestions or ideas for people, and also bringing some things that we will leave behind for the next teachers who come. Because we have certain, cultural assumptions about what might be in a kitchen or something like that. So it's helpful to have those things and bring them with us and leave them here. Yeah,
it's really helpful to be, in a place that is really comfortable and it's different from home, but also very, very comfortable. It's wonderful that the water here on campus is something you can drink right out of the tap. So many places in the world you can't do that, but they have a good water facilities here on campus. It's good that we have the option of eating with the faculty and the staff, and experiencing Ethiopian food made by people who know how to do that. And then at the same time, we have the option of making our own food. So there's a lot of good options that we have here.
So is there anything that you want to suggest us as a college that we have to improve it for the next guests?
I don't know. I can't really think of.
Yeah, I really can't. I mean, it's really good to be here. It's good to know. One of the things that it's good to know is if you run into problems, who do you talk to, and that's an important thing. Like if the stove is out of gas, if there's a problem with the water, if there's a problem with something, where do we get this or that, making sure that there's someone who can help us answer the questions is certainly a helpful thing.
I think, one of the struggles here, and one of the things that surprised me was that, the English, there's not as much English as I had expected. Even before we came to the school and we were traveling around in the country and going to different hotels and stuff, it was my expectation that, people would have fairly good English, but that was generally not the case. In all the other places in the world that I've traveled, that has been the case, so it was a bit of a surprise to me. And so here on campus, that's also sometimes a challenge, is my lack of Amharic and other people's lack of English. And so, you have to seek out those people whose English is good enough, or, who can help you to get what you need. So it's a little bit of extra effort. It's a bit of extra effort with the students, but it's enriching in so many ways. I've enjoyed meeting the international students here. Like me, they are far away from home and learning to know a new culture, having a new experience, and also encountering God in this place. It has been challenging for them, but stretching, I think, in many positive ways, particularly having the opportunity to be at an Anabaptist school. I think also it's been really good for the students here at Meserete Kristos College, the Ethiopian students, to experience sisters and brothers of the faith from other countries and other places, fellow students who they live with and eat with every day. I think that's been a good experience for the school, a challenge for the school, an opportunity for the school, an opportunity for the international students and the local students as well. There are a variety of opportunities here at Meserete Kristos College. Teaching is just one of them, but it's a great opportunity to encounter the church and to see how God is at work in this country. The staff and the students here are very welcoming. It's been a good place to be. The weather, of course, is always beautiful here in Ethiopia. They say they have 13 months of sunshine, and it is actually true because they have a 13-month calendar. Come here and teach if you're interested in studying the Bible together with Christians from other parts of the world. It is a great opportunity and a beautiful place to be. May the college appreciate her dedication of making a difference in the lives of students who are taking wisdom, literature, and pastoral care courses.